any way you want to look at it, like we say in Warri, any which way, I'm a Nigerian citizen, but I want to put it here unequivocally that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of Nigeria and not my president. Godswill Akpabio is the Senate president of Nigerian Senate and not my Senate president.
But you be Nigerian.
Yes.
You be Nigerian.
Yes.
So because you be Nigerian, by extension, that your president and Senate president, it's okay. So more believe the matter.
President and Senate president of Nigeria, not mine. So make I tell you. Make I tell you. Obi,
go ahead.
Obi will emerge. Okay? Make sure that when it happens, post this video. Obi will emerge, and he should emerge without his soil in his hands. Ask all of them if they are not citizens of other countries. Ask them. See, their children don't go to schools in Nigeria. They send all their children abroad to go and school. Every time they are not feeling well, even their cats, animals in their houses, they take them abroad. Their businesses, not here in Nigeria, their businesses are abroad. They also have international passports of other countries. Some of them are British citizens, some of them are American citizens, Canadian citizens. What does this tell you about those kind of people now? It simply means they're not interested in the things of Nigeria. If I'm interested in Nigeria, I will burn the bridge. Why do I have to have a citizenship of America? Go look, all your politicians. What do you mean by hitting the ground running? That you just get into a space and you will not read, you will not understand it, and you will just be running.
I like to say that that's him hitting the ground running. I mean, he's showing that he's equal to the task, and he needs to show that he can do the job.
That word hitting the ground running irks me, irritates me, because I grew up in Lagos and I understand what it means to hit the ground running when I take it figuratively from how those conductors in Molues used to run. Once the car was moving, they jumped from the car immediately. That's hitting the ground running, and they continue to run. They keep pace with the vehicle or with the bus until such a time when the vehicle stops, and they stop. Because of this reality in Lagos, guess what happens? They expect a lot of people to jump from the vehicle or jump into the vehicle. If you are not very skilled at it, if you try jumping and hitting the ground running, you are going to die. You are going to break your head. You are going to break bones. This quantity of philosophy that has come to enter the lexicon, the political lexicon in Nigeria, of hitting the ground running, it is nauseating. What do you mean by hitting the ground running? That you just get into a space and you will not read, you will not understand it, and you will just be running. When God was going to create the earth, you know what he did? He said, let us make man in our image. Let us. He understood what it meant, what he wanted to do. It was clear to God Almighty what he wanted to do. But guess what? Because he knew the import of examining things, of thoroughly looking at issues, God said, let us. It took him time before he created man. Creation, he began creating other things at his pace, understanding where they should be and how they should function in the bigger equation. The point I'm making is that we have got leaders. For instance, Governor Wike's leader now, the president of the country as it stands, tried to hit the ground running when he said he was going to remove subsidy in fuel in the petroleum industry. That was hitting the ground running. But guess how calamitous that has become. How that has thrown Nigeria backwards another 10, 15 years. The President Muhammadu Buhari's administration threw Nigeria back 50 years. The Tinubu's administration just came on board and is throwing Nigeria backwards again another 10 years. Because they believe or they think somewhere that hitting the ground running, as they assume it to be, is a good quantity. No! You must analyze. In planning, there's what is called situation analysis. For every good plan, the first item that you will see there in the different protocols that you have to, go through before you make a decision or before you plan. The first you will see is situation analysis, meaning that as soon as you got into a position, what you must do first, what was important, and was demonstrated even by God Almighty, is to critically analyze the situation. Oh, Abuja, this is what Abuja is today. Who were the people who gave us the plan of Abuja? What were their thinking as at the time they were giving us the plan? What was the population like as at the time they were giving us the plan? What were the dynamics that were in the environment as at the time they were giving us the plan? Oh, these things that were yesterday, have they significantly changed? How are we producing people right now? If yesterday they planned for a green area and they planned using a number of hectares because they estimated that the population is not going to be increasing in the way it's increasing. Today, the reality is that the population is increasing. The reality is that there are more people
But Dr. Andy,
Yes.
Andy, will you even blame Wike? If you look at what's happening in Abuja now, there are lots of shanties around. I mean, if you go to those areas where you have those gardens in Abuja, if you've been a constant visitor of Abuja lately, you will notice that restaurants and bukas have taken over all of those green areas, as it were. So would you even blame him for wanting to restore?
Granted. So what I would have expected him to have said would have been to say, I have assumed office as the governor.
You're supposed to be speaking. Don't break them down, Joe. I don't forget in a pigeon. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I don't assume office. I have assumed office as a governor, as the sole administrator of Abuja. I am going to review all of what needs to be reviewed so that Abuja indeed can become a federal capital territory. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Because I'm not supporting those who are trading in places they should not trade. No, Abuja is a capital. Is the capital of Nigeria. Therefore, everything that must be done to make Abuja a capital indeed, you should do it. But you don't come to say the original master plan. I'm going to make sure that everything about the original master plan is what is done. What original master plan? When you even designed the original master plan, where were you? You were... Anyway, let me be careful. Where were you? Did you understand what was taken into cognizance while they were designing the master plan? What were the predominant dynamics when they were designing the master plan? Everything changes. The way we even talk has changed. Communicate has changed. The way we relate one to another has changed. Everything in life is changing and changing very quickly. Therefore, you cannot be stuck to the past. The problem I have with our leaders, every other person in the world, they are thinking of how to help cells to become regenerative. Artificial intelligence is changing everything about the world. Medicine is changing with artificial intelligence. Law is changing. In those days, if you study law in Nigeria, in order for you to practice law in UK, you have to go there and you will be licensed. To practice law in Canada, you have to. But today, AI is changing the space such that it allows law to be practiced everywhere. Everything about the law of every country is contained in AI. Everything is changing, and our leaders are refusing to change. Who be those people that the IDP camps? They are nothing to the politicians in Nigeria. They can't help them win elections. They are nothing. They can't help them achieve.
But they voted in the last election. They voted in the last election, Dr. And they vote.
Yes. Help them win elections. I'm going somewhere. Those who are violent, those who are quote unquote evil, are revered, adulated, respected by politicians in this country. Do you know how long you have been practicing as a journalist? Do you know how long we have been churning out solutions about issues, problems in this country? Why do you think any politician never reached out to you to say, oh, Precious, come and do this? Why do you think anyone ever reached out to me? Do you know that there are people who go to Aso Rock? They sit down behind the Aso Rock authority who are militants. The Aso Rock authority here now. They are addressing you and I.
If you want to call Oga carry you, call her carry the.
No, I'm making you
just
pushing you understand that indeed this is a country that will only respect violence, crime, and criminality. Go round now. Tell me Nigerians that are excelling, that are doing well, that things to contribute to country great. Mention, if you can, on top of your head right now, if you can mention any 5 that you know that were called by any government in the states or at the center to come and help change things. Let me tell you, last time I had conversation with you, Precious. The last time I had conversation
Tijani, the new minister for we get to do with digital clinical. Himself, na person will be say be the war against.
I say,
but they just come and make it come help change things.
I say mention 5.
Now one, I get one. I don't try now. 1 over 5. I
wrote a book the last time I had the conversation, unveiled how to run a profitable hospital business in Nigeria. I sent a copy of that book with a letter that detailed how to make healthcare affordable, accessible, available to Nigerians everywhere they are located, to 36 state governors. I used my money to send the DHL. None of them responded. Not one, except Nasarawa State. Not one. Not the River State where I'm resident. Not Delta State where I'm from. Not Lagos State where I was born. Not one responded. You think they are interested in you? What is your political value?
You don't see our leaders in politics deliberately don't want the success of the country. Now it's
so let me tell you how I have known that. Their children don't go to schools in Nigeria. They send all their children abroad to go and school. Every time they are not feeling well, even their cats, animals in their houses, they take them abroad. Their businesses not here in Nigeria, their businesses are abroad. They also have international passports of other countries, not Nigeria alone. Some of them are British citizens, some of them are American citizens, Canadian citizens. What does this tell you about those kind of people now? It simply means they're not interested in the things of Nigeria. If I'm interested in Nigeria, I will burn the bridge. Why do I have to have a citizenship of America? Go look all your politicians, and I need you to put this one on air. Boost it. Go look at all of them.
Network don't come for you.
Hello.
No, network come for you there. Your network hang there. Your network hang there. So the network don't want me to talk that part. So the network hang you there.
Go look at all of them. Ask all of them. Ask all of them if they are not citizens of other countries. Ask them. See, in Cuba, it was in Cuba that he received treatment, died in Cuba. Go Morocco, the king received treatment there. The British authority, including the prime minister and the royalty, they received treatment. In America, the same thing. Do you know your past presidents never received treatment in any hospital in Nigeria, including the Aso Rock clinic? If it was ear problem, he ran abroad. This one, before he even became a president, he said he wanted to go and rest. Like if there's no place to rest in Nigeria, I should recommend places to rest. There are many places you can rest in Nigeria now, but you run to France to go and rest. What does this tell you? Nigeria, I am sufficiently irritated at Nigerians. So I'm not kidding you. Nigerians are playing the ostrich. It is abundantly clear, even to the blind, that your leaders are not interested in Nigeria. Nigeria is the place where they come to steal, but where they are keeping their treasures is not in Nigeria. How many of them own businesses in Nigeria now? Okay, what company is owned by Wike? What company is owned by Fashola? What company is owned by Fayoshe? What company do you know that is owned by Fayemi? What company do you know that is owned by Buhari? Tell me one. These are leaders, people who already led. They were tending over billions. They had. Do you know what is? Hey God, do you know what is called the security vote? Security vote, for 1 year. My dear, I will establish a syringe making company in Rivers State, and we will never have to go and import it. I will establish a fluid. Do you know mass saline? And all of these things that we do not need to import, we're still importing them. Everything we can build is under lock and keys.
Amici.
We can't lock everything. Child.
Oh, wow. I mean,
lock and keys. All the cardiovascular center, lock and keys. Everything locked down. They built it all. According to them, they equipped it all. It's under lock and keys. Nobody's using it. I am in this state. I'm saying it to you. Nobody's using it. Where is that? So, if you see Donald Trump, you will see his business in America. If you see Obama, you will see his chamber. You will see what he's doing in America. Where is the business of Buhari? What is his business? Where is the business of Tinubu? Where is the business of Rotimi Amechi? Where is the business of Nyesom Wike? Where is it now? How many are they employing? What does this tell you? Your father tells you, I love you, I love you, I love the children, but he's not investing in your clothes, he's not investing in your education, he's not investing in your health. And he says, I love you. The governors and the leaders are telling you, we are Nigerians. They have more than 2 or 3 international passports. One, all their children are citizens in America and everywhere else. Their children don't school in Nigeria. They don't receive medical treatments here. They do their holidays there. And they say they are Nigerians. Nigerians are believing. So IDP here, they are nothing to them. They don't have political value. Until you carry a gun. I said this thing on air, your television station. That structure for Nigerian is equal to 2 things. The amount of violence that you can, amount of cash you have that you can use to disrupt. That is what is structure in Nigeria. What they say, structure. He has the best structure. It's equal to these 2 things. So if they want to deploy violence, they look for those who are the merchants of violence. They pay them. Those are the people that are good with them. They give them positions. It's okay. Send somebody to become the minister. Send somebody to become this. They will not call Andy Akpotive there. The you get a governor or a president is interested in Andy Akpotive. Know that Nigeria is already on this path to becoming great, or on this path to becoming good. They are not interested in pressure. They are not. So
they hold responsible for these children when they die, as in they burn them for inside those toilets. In fact, my people they call them latrine. Those people, those children when they born for latrine, when they die now for IDP camps, who will hold responsible? Now the people them, now the AIDS, we be supposed to help them.
It's unfortunate. See, since I came by that story, I have been upset. See, here, this is enough for some countries to come to a halt. That situation alone, young girls going to give birth in the toilets. As a medical person, I can tell you that is not what you should wish for your dog. Every place you must give birth must be such that it is sterile enough for you to be able to do that. Toilets. You know what a woman goes through. You would know now. You're a woman in the process of giving birth. In that
See.
she is subjected to such torture, such wickedness by our state, by our country, and they are frolicking, they are romanticizing with people that are killing people. You said what?
But then again, Dr. Andy, you know, see, the problem now, we see, if then people will say don't design when they don't give money to do these things. You know, just feels in a mismanagement because if the government fails, government don't discuss the cash to make
challenge. If your husband tell you, say, take 100,000, go cook food, you can't bring food, no meat for the food, what do you think your husband will say to you? There's something that is called M&E, monitoring and evaluation. It's very critical for every planning. If government gives money to fix certain things, they must have a mechanism that they can use to monitor that money that was given was spent efficiently.
Human beings go monitor them now. Now human beings go monitor them.
Beautiful. So if I'm a
human beings can be
president,
corrupt. Everybody gets a price, though. Everybody gets a price.
If I'm a president and I'm interested in fixing this country, I would allow that certain people are used as scapegoats. I gave you a contract to fix XYZ and fix it within this period. I will return to that place or send those that I trust to return to that place. In that period is not fixed, there would be consequences. See, let me tell you, every society where consequences are not meted out in their right proportions to those who failed or who did certain things that are not in keeping with standard, such societies will become chaotic. Such societies will become wicked societies. Go see what's happening in those kinds of societies. In heaven, we were told that devil was evil. And guess what God did? He threw him down, showing us an example that in life, action and reaction are equal and opposite. Equal and opposite. If you did certain things that were evil, that was not in conformity with prescription, you understood that there will be consequences. Why do you think there's corruption in Nigeria? Because a corrupt man can be made a minister while the person who was pursuing him still remains in the prison. He has not gone to
in the prison, you know.
Yes, he has to
70 days without being charged. Without being charged.
He's been in the prison. All the people that had their files, they said, hey,
well, you know what? No go there. This one because about how many governors will this man they pursue? All of them don't become minister. So many governors. In fact, one of the persons who inquired this right now, maybe the Senate president. Yes. That one don't become your Senate president right now. So
it's your Senate president. By the grace of God, it's your Senate president.
Your Senate president.
He's your Senate president.
What's the point? Now your Senate president. Now your Senate president. Now your country with this. But then again,
it's president of Nigeria. It's not my Senate president. And I've said this a lot of times. It's the Senate president of Nigeria.
Which country are you from the beginning? Your president
is the president of Nigeria now. Until the court says so. But he's my president. He's not
your president.
I'm a bona fide member, citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria by both parents, and I have lived in Nigeria long enough to be a citizen of Nigeria. Any way you want to look at it, like we say in Worry, any which way, I'm a Nigerian citizen. But I want to put it here unequivocally that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of Nigeria and not my president. Godwin Akpabio is the Senate president of Nigerian Senate and not my Senate president.
But you Nigerian.
Yes.
You be Nigerian.
Yes.
So because you be Nigerian, by extension, that your president and senate president, it's okay. So Moko leave the matter.
President and senate president of Nigeria, not mine.
I not say you know the do. I not say you know the do. So now, this matter now come bring us to the sincerity of purpose in fighting corruption. You think say enough sincerity there in fighting corruption? I mean, we know everything where they happen. We see the abracadabra where Wike don't do. The way we say it talk say today, it take permission from PDP before it collects the appointment from APC president and say PDP approve them for her. So what do you see where they happen? If so you see a possible, a possible decamping, as it were, and then before we go to the Labour Party, NNPP, and APC and PDP case.
How do you know that a person wants to build a house? You see the person digging foundation. You see the foundation. You say, this person won't build a house. So this house looks like it's going to be a bungalow. This house looks like it's going to be a 2-bedroom flat. This house looks like it's going to be 3-story building. By the foundation. The Bible has made us understand that by their fruits you shall know them. The implication of that is that if you want to know if a people are fighting corruption, you look at what is their fruit, what their foundation is like. How can you say that your country is fighting corruption? Let me even shock you. Are you aware that Tinubu never spoke about fighting corruption throughout his campaign? I'm here to see one video.
Deliberately so. I think it's deliberately so.
Yes, I want to see one video. I would like to be corrected by those who are going to watch this. Oh, Andy was wrong here. Show me a video where Tinubu said, I'm going to fight corruption.
But does he have to say it to do it? In get to talk to do them, because if you see what they go on now with
what does it mean to campaign?
You see what they go on with the former central bank governor and Bauer, maybe now also in own style of fighting corruption, because I mean for him to appoint somebody who will do a forensic auditing of the central bank and a lot of things on the review. We hear say former printing and minting manner they don't nab for the past how many days now. I'd be surprised why they not call the person who took over from Buhari Buhari younger brother.
Let me cut you short. You know what they carry Emefiele go court for first, the charges. They say
I know now. They went go gun when no get license.
They no get license. Central bank governor. See the gun what they say even hold. Meanwhile, non-state actors in Nigeria, they show gun on air, on social media. They show different kinds of AK-47. They not arrest them. The military not go after them. But they say they see pistol for Emefiele and Nade. So if na corruption you won't fight, why you not come with the corruption charges? That's the first thing. Secondly, do you know that this subsidy regime, Nigerians not know say 2016, the Buhari administration removed subsidy actually.
Yes, now when we are from 86 naira to 145 naira, we know that then now. And he never went back again. He never went back again. He never went back again.
They removed subsidy.
Yes, and he never went back. And we feel saying that because of the coming of the 2019 election, that waiting make him look and say, be like say if he continue I'm like that, if he no favor him, so let me gradually reintroduce her. I think so.
If this current president of Nigeria, not my president, this current president of Nigeria, if he really won't fight corruption, where do you think he would have started from? This subsidy regime. Let us look at it and let us thoroughly those who squandered our collective wealth. Do you know how much was squandered there? Nigerians cannot begin. If Nigerians understand truthfully what actually went down under that subsidy regime, we all will come out on the streets. Every Nigerian will come out on the streets and say enough is enough. We cannot suffer like this. And a few people have stolen our commonwealth. You know what went down there? I'm so annoyed, sufficiently annoyed with NLC and TUC. In those days, when NLC used to have a think tank who will give the federal government fire for fire, argument for argument.
Dr. Andy, if we talk about this subsidy, I see the zeal and the support. So it be like say gradually brainwash us into accepting say subsidy in a bad thing. So now we make everybody get support.
NLC. Then brainwash NLC.
But then
they don't brainwash NLC. NLC, they don't brainwash them.
But
I used to think that people who are not
I want to
tall.
quickly also point out.
Yes.
I want to quickly point out the contribution of the IMF, in International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank to the subsidy removal. You know, say the Lord President say you do well as a common subsidy, and also as you leave the naira afloat, it's a very good thing. Although so we hear from Kunkum talk say now they tell them say if people no common subsidy, say they're not going to give them loan again, they're not going to give Nigeria loan again. But one thing I can't marvel at now say almost every other country in Europe get one thing or the other where they subsidize for their people.
Not
UK, they subsidize a bit of food. You understand? Because in UK people get one form of subsidy or the other, either in energy, either in
Europe. They do subsidy. Mark my word.
And all these people,
America, they do subsidy on agric and on food. Heavily subsidizing it.
So why
Germany,
the people then go to make we subsidize our people?
See,
go support to make we subsidize our people. Why?
Our government, Andy Akpotive and I talk they are simply wicked, selfish, and greedy. Our government simply wicked, selfish, and greedy. See, you know who needs to touch that subsidy? Just look at the governance regime of that subsidy and fix every loophole within that governance regime. You have solved the problem. Sitting here now, I can tell you a plethora of loopholes that are contained within the governance regime. Because of laziness, because they are greedy and selfish, and because of this quantity that is called chronism. The person will sponsor me for this election, let's say hand inside you. This person will be say he be my friend, let's say hand inside you. May we turn our back, may we not talk about the issue. A friend of mine yesterday, I was having conversation with him, and he said to me that when the time comes, all this ranting will wicked they do so, if he actualize that, because the people where they get sick there, they get Tinubu phone number 1-on-1. Go demolish in house now. He go pick him phone. He go call Tinubu 1-on-1. Say, and that's your boy that you say is the FCT minister. One arm. You don't know how me you be. You don't know what I do for you. One and say if you try come mark that house again, whatever you see may take. Tinubu go call and say, you see that place? Don't go to that place. That place is not, leave that area. And when this person was telling me, I was arguing at some point. I was saying, no. What about if the president is interested in what Wike is interested in? And he looked at me and said, everybody we don't enter politics, one way or the other, don't fraternize with certain people. We be say, if they ruffle, they will come down. All of them one after the other. Go see the governors. They get godfathers. Ruffle your godfather now. We have encamped around this place for too long. We will encamp. The journey from Egypt to Israel was not supposed to be that long, but it was that long because of certain things. The way we are suffering in this country, we have totally no reason to suffer. This subsidy regime is so annoying. Totally. Nigeria has money. You drive into a filling station, you cannot say fill your tank. Let me shock you and put it on air. Recently, I went and I heard a message. You cannot, even though you live in Nigeria, you are not in Nigeria. You are not of Nigeria. You are of heaven. So I drove into a filling station. Are you listening to me, Precious?
Yeah.
And I said to the fuel attendant, fill my tank. Guess what? The fuel attendant, he came to me again and said, what did you say, sir? I said, fill my tank.
It's shocker.
She came to me again and said, I want to just understand. Did you say I should? I said, yes, fill it down. They filled the tank indeed. By the time she was done filling the tank, I brought her my card and I paid. The lady was thanking me like I had given her money.
Oh, like you don't see when you see that kind of thing.
Thank you, sir. It's not a money. What's the point I'm making? Yesterday, our parents drove into filling stations and filled their tanks. Yesterday, we drove into filling stations and filled our tanks. It didn't matter what level the fuel was at, we filled our tanks. How many people in Nigeria today can fill their tanks? Can say fill my tank? I even did. It wasn't because I had the money. It was because I had received motivation. I had received.
I bet you can't get that motivation every day. You don't forget them every week. You don't forget them every week.
Of course. Guess what? This is a country where we should be able to say fill my tank. Do you know how much that we would be able to save from just Nigerian customs, Nigerian immigrations, stamp organizations of Nigeria?
The money where they go on there, I don't even want to go to NNPP. So you know, till today, that direct purchase agreement with NNPC is still shrouded in secrecy. We know
when you see every joint venture in NNPC, who are the people you see as operators? NNPC is never the operator. Shell operator. NNPC Shell joint venture. Shell operator. You know what that mean? I've been in operations in business for a long time. Now what I talk, now be the standard, now be the rule. What I tell you, say I take produce this oil, now you go believe it. Now me be operator. How we tell no what they produce that oil? Now what they tell us? The amount what they tell us. Now everybody they accept. Somebody just sit down and say crude oil is sold for $20,000 per barrel. Excuse me. Let me get the crude now. What is determining that thing is $20 per barrel? NLC know they ask these critical questions and they beg for the entire NLC. What is determining it now? Is it international market? Which international market? Okay, I'm not set to international market again. This crude is mine. What is the technology that is required to do this crude? We cannot get it. Send people to go and train and get it in three years. Bring them here. We do everything here. We choose to say that we are doing it with 2 naira. What about that? You will see NNPC, mobile, whatever joint venture, mobile operators. Shell, NNPC, Shell operators. This everywhere you go to. If we enter NNPC now, I dey wonder and say, what did they happen with the people where they suppose help Nigerians? These government people, these leaders, when they enter there, they are selfish, they are wicked, they are greedy. They know they think Nigeria.
So Andy, make we just go straight to waiting they happen now. News coming this morning talk say the court waiting for inside US don't agree, say they could hear Atiku case. Remember, say immediately Atiku been withdraw one of the cases within the lower courts. File they leave the case within the upper courts. News been come out say Oga Presido, that is Tinubu and a legal team, been filed to stop Atiku from accessing in Chicago State University results, because Atiku be filed to get access to the results, right? So why they filed to stop her. So the court for you
cannot get results. There are 2 ways I can do that thing. I can tell you to come to court and prove that I don't get result. That's the first way.
Just hold on. The court can't give them. The court can't give them.
They go somewhere. If you accuse me, say Andy Akpotive not get results. Andy Akpotive is not a public health specialist. They not get result. There are 2 things I can do for you. I can tell you, okay, go to court and prove, say I not get result. That's the first one. That's a long process. The second one, I could just go up, carry my results, bring them and show to court. So if you say indeed you get results and in good, why do they go court, go stop somebody from doing that? Why? Go bring your results and show them now.
You don't show them before now.
What do you show?
You don't show them before now.
What do you show?
You don't show me. You don't show results. You don't see results. You don't see results. You go say you don't see.
Why?
You go say you don't see.
So we want to check the authenticity of it now. Why they go court, go stop? And everybody they like I make you for River State. Hey, we like to me I make you. I asked a few people the question recently. I say I don't have anything against you, but I'm wondering why in go court, go stop them from looking at the corruption case against them. I don't know. understand? If you are clean, you say you are not corrupt, you do not steal money. Wike can say one carriage go court. I go the court. I go submit myself before the court. Say, court, look at me.
Andy, there where you won't go, that place where you won't go, a lot of things there under that carpet.
Why
you won't bring that.
Stop? He
go
from the lower court to Supreme Court to stop them from doing that. Even look at Ganduje. Ganduje say he not corrupt, he not corrupt, he go court, go stop them from trying to look at his case. There's something not wrong with our leaders in this country, and Nigerians are applauding them. And you know what is even annoying? The justices are giving such kind of judgments. What is wrong with us now?
Just hold on. Talking about this result issue. This kind of thing they happened during Buhari tenure, and all of them applaud them. I remember when people be the top. Well, I remember when people be the applaud. So even if Nanepa be Buhari brings, so Igbo, and he ruled for 8 years, irrespective of what.
We be the of now we applaud. So first off, I be one person where if I
president,
from the first day Buhari became a president, check my Facebook, check it from 2015, even before 2015, I said to Nigerians that Buhari was going to fail woefully. I continued, even that time when I was, on air. No, people always say, Andy, you hate Buhari, you hate Buhari, you hate Buhari. I said, Buhari will not perform. It will take you people backwards. Now, a lot of the people who criticized me yesterday, every time I was on air, they will call and say, there is not something that is in that young man. He hates Buhari. All of them today, they have come to the same page with me. They're all saying Buhari took cost. When I hear them call on radio stations these days, I hear them say, hey, Buhari is the worst president. I will just laugh. So what is the point I'm making? I wasn't one of those people. See, let me tell you what I believe. A man who was unable to improve himself by himself cannot improve others. Bible speaks about loving your neighbor as yourself. If you come to tell me that you can give me 200 million, I want to look at you first. Are you living 200 million? Are you living 100 million? Are you even living 50 million? Buhari left office, and this is the first time I'm mentioning this thing on air. Why I took my position, and I'm mentioning it on your live. Buhari left office. He did not add one extra qualification. He did not write one book. One book he did not write.
He's supposed to. Maybe everybody go write now.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Maybe everybody
who became a commander of a complex country as Nigeria, commander in chief, leaving office, one book, one pamphlets. May we see read.
But he no ever come to on the same be academician.
No,
I mean, good luck, Jonathan, doctor,
he get experience. He get experience. Okay.
Which kind of experience when you say get to make
right? Be academician. Obasanjo left and he wrote it.
But at least he saw Obasanjo even. I think he enrolled in Open University that really established.
To become a PhD holder in theology. Yeah. Good luck, Jonathan has written. And you look at all the presidents. Even IBB has works. From that point, I said, maybe a man who has
people are really writing on now. He just come off office.
I said it before then. No, he come out of office before he came back this 2015. From that time we come out from office till the time when he started the vie for presidential position, he never write one pamphlet. I am writing my third book right now. Third book right now. I never be president or governor. And you know the third book it is on president. It is Iberiberism, the life and times of the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Iberiberism, as was popularized by Rocha Sokorocha, the life and times of the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration is coming out very soon. I have written a professional book. I've written a book, another one that I gave to everybody that they can read. There's a political one that is coming out. There's going to be a religious one that will come out after that. What is my point? A person who has been who was unable to improve himself. Improving anyway. Okay, the number of cattle he gets that now is still declared for now. He was unable to improve. How they improve in our country now? Somebody walks up to you and says,
it's okay to take care of in cattle is easier than to take care of the Nigerians now.
Okay, why not come take care of in cattle, make it come improve them? For instance, if you get 300 cattle at 1984, we expected that he would have a community of cattle now. By the time it was coming in 2015. That's how it works now. By 1984, you gave me the kind of influence and money that past President Muhammad Buhari had. And 2015, I will tell you people that I'm unable to buy my farm. Is that not a travesty?
But we buy them now. We bought it.
He said we don't get money to buy farm. All of that believe.
Wanna buy them for them now.
Buy them.
And you know, go back to the matter we talk about. So now we basically don't talk, say, irrespective of Tinubu and in team opposition, they make them no hear Atiku case, whether or not in good fit get access to the University of Chicago results, right? The court don't talk, say, Atiku meet every criteria to fit use for them to use hearing case. So they will go ahead hearing case. And if possible, it meet the criteria for them to give them access for the university results. They give them access. How you see that kind of thing? You think say to create any change, or you think say Atiku is stylishly prepare for Supreme Court?
Absolutely.
Remember, say tribunal never pass judgment.
Absolutely.
So you think say this now preparation for Supreme Court?
You see, politics has been likened to be like a game of chess. You should understand when to sacrifice your rook, your pawn, or sacrifice even your queen because of a checkmate that you are saying. I play the game of chess with you. Sometimes, depending on the style I want to play, I can sacrifice a series of my strong officials in less than 10 moves. And you are there feeling like, oh, I've won Andy. But there's an intention. I want to bring you out and checkmate you. Atiku Abubakar is a politician, and he understands how to sacrifice his rook, his knights, or even his queen. So this is politics that is being played, and I give it to them. What is ever very annoying with me is after politics, who are those who will not do governance and leadership? What is their CV? What is their resume? What are they going to come and do differently? How are they going to affect the man in Kara Namudo, or the woman that is in living in Aba, or the one that is in Otu Jeremy in Delta State, or the one that is in Yenegua in Bayelsa State? How are they going to affect the lives of these people? What policies are they going to bring out that would sufficiently affect the life of the everyday man on the streets? That's my interest. Politics is nothing except it is used for the good of the people. That's what politics is. It's nothing for me. The essence of politics is supposed to be for the good of the people. You play politics to improve the lives of people, to improve your community, to improve your world, to improve your space. But guess what? Guess how they are playing politics here? They are moving their pawns and everything. The essence is so that they can win some monies. And guess what is even happening recently? What I found out, and I'll say it on your show. Some of them even don't use these monies for themselves. By the very fact that the money came by through evil sources. Why do you think they were fighting Emefiele? I had a conversation on radio. I said, let's pause for a second. If Nigerians all had their money through genuine means, and Emefiele even gave 1 month to say, bring all your old monies and put it in the bank, why should you have quarrel with it? I need any Nigerian to engage me on this. If your money was genuine, why should you have quarrel around this? Why do you think they fought him? There was quarrel. They did everything possible.
Anyway.
I'm not saying that it's insane to give people 1 month. That's not what I'm saying. No. But imagine for a second that we all made our monies through the right way, and somebody says, bring your money. You think that my small money I get now, they say bring her in 2 weeks. I'm not going to bring her in 24 hours. I'll bring her in 24 hours. I will submit it. See the money I get to 2,400 now I get. See, I don't submit them. Do you get my point? The reason was because they already stashed so much money that they got from stolen, fraudulent, and wicked means. They could not even spend those monies on themselves. They would rather make those monies rot and burn those monies than even spend it on themselves.
Then what's the point? Then what do they need after all?
What do they need after all? These people have so much fun. Let me tell you what one calculation I did recently. In Delta State, people are putting up billboards to congratulate the performing governor. Governor never even day office for this no. Spin doctors everywhere looking for nonsense favor because of the rent seeking system that we have in this country. Those billboards.
At least when I get a governor, at least when I get
a governor.
I hear say for the states where you they say even to appoint personal assistants and chief of staff, then another person will approve them first.
I never even learned that they come. I will explain that. Do you know that I did my own calculation on how much the billboards cost? They are enough to put signages in all the streets. No street direction in Delta State. Street direction to say, yes, I'm telling you, like you have in Lagos.
Wow, exit this way to so way, do like this.
So make that clear. If the governor was thinking, yes, I talk him. If he was thinking, you know what he would have just said? Oh, I understand that we are in a society where people have a rent-seeking behavior. So if you want my favor, instead of putting 20 billboard on NRA Junction, take those costs, the money for those 20 billboard, use and take go mark streets. Say courtesy Andy Akpotive. Take those 20 money for 20 billboard, use and take go set up centers where you go to treat diabetic patients. Use and take go set up centers where you go to give hypertensive drugs to those who are hypertensive. Do those things. But you also want to do those things. The leaders are excited when they see their billboards. When you enter Delta State, you will see 32 billboards. Why do na meet one for the governor? Na meet one. He's happy. The governor will come call you true. Go say, I see your billboard. I'm going to give you something very soon. Can you imagine how low? Sometimes I tend to think that some animals are wiser than some of us. I kid you not. Can you imagine how low that if you see billboards in not just in Delta State, in all the states, as soon as Wike became governor, they don't start to do jingles for Delta. Became minister, they don't start to do jingles. Some of them say, and radio stations, they lie say the first FCT minister from the South. They don't even know.
Absolutely.
They don't even know, and that is a lie. It's the third FCT minister from the South. It's not the third. They don't give us research.
Give us the breakdown. For this.
Those do their research. No, you go do your research. Radio stations, they carry them, they promote and say, Wike is the first, it's a lie from the pit of hell. Except they don't know
democracy.
They don't know that
democracy.
They say the first FCT minister. Now they put for jingle. Come Rivers to come hear the jingle. As I just hear them, very not yet. I go say both the person will write that script, the person will sponsor and the radio station. They need to arrest the three of them. Arrest them and lock them behind bars. All the three. The one who write the script, the one where they say they sponsor them, and the radio station where allow such nonsense to come and pervert what is supposed to be right. Our children go to listen to them now. They're going to listen to them. Current affairs say, hey, the first SCT minister from the South is Nyesom Wike. Nonsense across this country. Everywhere I turn, I'm seeing nonsense. Why? Because the people who should make sense of the nonsenses are part of the nonsense. I become a governor. You want to do billboard for me? What do you want to do? We call and ask, all this billboard that I'm seeing on NRA, Okumagbalayat, and everywhere.
Okay,
who is making this billboard for me?
Andy, somebody did ask you a question from the comment section. Did you hear me?
Yes.
Somebody say, what's be the way forward now for especially those who be say that the obedient people, waiting you say they could do. Now we could just go straight to that major thing. You know, say before APC take power from PDP, so many of them so many political parties get to collapse.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So right now, you think say a possible merger might be the best way to wrest power from APC, because he did like say talks there on the kunkum, even though say Labour Party don't come out and deny and say they possible, if it happen. However, an alliance will happen. But how you take see if it be say possible merger?
Make I shock you. Everybody they listen to me now, not go believe I go talk this thing. If you ever tried to dance with the devil, if you ever tried to merge with those who have infested us, you are going to contract.
No, Dr. Andy, I think that's what we'll be getting in. At the end, we're going to get around.
I am coming. I say it will shock a lot of you. What I want to a lot of
other politician right now, yes, don't deal with those people who say they against us. So we not from PDP.
So make I tell you. Make I tell you. Obi, go ahead. Obi will emerge. See here, make sure that when it happens, post this video. Obi will emerge, and he should emerge without his soiling his hands. Obi will emerge.
How possible? Just hang in a minute. Just hang in a minute. How possible do you see that? Especially considering the Nigerian system. Who the people go conduct the election? Which people go monitor the election? Which people go calculate the votes? I mean, you see what's happened for the last election. Even to NYSC members, almost everybody been get a prize. So how we want to change the system all of a sudden?
I'm going to work
when we get truly free and fair election. But did you see that happening?
I'm going to
free and fair election.
I'm going to wax religious. You can never have free, fair, credible election in this country. Now you cannot. So don't emerge.
How will he emerge?
I'm telling you that.
Okay.
God, and this is not me. I don't sound like this. I'm very critical and methodological.
So
but guess what?
Usually
yes, I understand that something is about to happen. And I want to state it here that in a bid to Trump to put down this evil that is pervasive in this country, Obi should not go in line with other evil. Because I am medical. How will he succeed if he doesn't? And I will tell you that it doesn't matter how clean your system is. If you related with one whose system is not clean, I'm on air, so I will not say some things. Whose system is not clean or not as clean, your system will get dampened. If you took a bowl of clean water, a bowl of completely clean water, clean, and you drop just one drop of physics inside it, it contaminates the entire water.
Contaminates it, absolutely.
Completely. I'm sure that the people listening to me right now will say that, Andy, you were the one. Obi missed it already. And I said it to him first. I said, Obi, all you need is, if you cannot get a Kwankwaso, go and get the former emir of Kano State. I said it. Before all this matter started happening, I said, you don't get any of these two people, you are quite popular, they want you, but no, you don't get any of these two people, you may not win the election. But guess what?
The Nigerian refused and called him an Andrew Cleaver son, which he Kwankwaso looks more like now.
Say it again.
I suppose Kwankwaso be no greener for any kind of measure.
So as soon as Kwankwaso was not ready, Kwankwaso was not ready, it's like us as men now. When you are asking out a girl, in those days when you asked out a girl, oh, the girl will say, no, I'm not grill. Make her think about it. You continue to pressure. These days, I was discussing with a few girls recently, and they said, men are not as persistent as they used to be in those days. So. In those days, we will be 3 years. We are still following up on the case. We were writing poems, writing everything. They're consistent as they are. Once they just ask and you say no, they have moved on. What's my point? My point is, as soon as he asked Kwankwaso and he said no, move on. The next most important person, critical person, would have been for you to go and see Sanusi and say, listen to me, you are being a king. I understand. But guess what? Nigeria, if Nigeria is not existing, your kingship and your kingdom will not exist. You need us to work together. At your cost. What is your cost? We all have got our cost now. We all have got our prize, rather. What is your price? I am willing to.
Did you see Lamido Sanusi Lamido accepting Peter?
You did not speak to him now, except I'm not aware. You did not speak to him.
You don't be aware. You think so be no thing to that level. Maybe you know just
on air. I said it on a live like this. I said it on a television station. I said there are only two people, Kwankwaso, because of his Nigerian political value. Please,
which did not even play out so much now in the north. Not only Kano State, for the whole of the north, only Kano State.
Not the Kano State determine everything. You say now the Kano State. If Obi had Kano State, where do you think Obi would have been? If Obi had the vote that Kwankwaso had in Kano State, where do you think Obi would have been? The Nigerian political value.
No win by the way the election results will go. If you still don't win, the person will win. By the way this result will go.
One Kano State, the result wouldn't have gone like this. There's no way this man would have done the mago that he did. Yes, I said it, mago, because FCT, the law is clear on FCT. I am saying mago. The law is clear on FCT. I want to see how the judiciary want to explain that FCT. I'm interested in it. I'm not interested in any other thing. You see all this.
So your brother Wike is now the minister of FCT. So in case of a rerun or a re-election, which go help and deliver FCT?
Judiciary never tells us a rerun. They never tell us anything. I want to see how they want to interpret that FCT. If anything in this country, Andy Akpotive, the son of Richard Akpotive, and they tell you, say, that day when they give the verdict, I don't want to hear any other thing. I want to hear how they would explain that FCT. That the fact that the constitution said blah 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 state and FCT and does not mean this. I want to hear them. I want to understand English anew. I want to know how they speak English again, so that we go change English from what English is. That and is not a conjunction. We go change them. And FCT. Obi won FCT. The president, and not my president, the president of Nigeria did not win FCT. So, judiciary, they come and explain to me. Me that day, my popcorn would take my hand. My soda would take my hand. I go cross leg. They say they don't put them forward. They don't reserve judgment. Tell us the date. Would they wait? All eyes on judiciary. I go carry my popcorn and my soda. How do you want to interpret FCT? I want to hear them. Nothing else. I'm not interested in anything else. Oh, the mutilated result. I'm not interested. FCT, explain them to me, Andy. I want to hear them. What is my point? Obi today must understand that the tide is changing. Divinity is interested in Nigeria. Divinity is interested in Nigeria. For too long, we have been in the doldrums. For too long, we have been existing in the shadow of time. For too long, we have been. What don't we have? When I was growing up, they said there are factors of production. That land is a factor of production. Labor is a factor of production. Capital is a factor of production. Entrepreneur is a factor of production. Right? Land. See the land mass in Nigeria. Massive. People they talk the other time. Niger is bigger than Nigeria. I say, shut up. Bigger how? A huge population of Niger is desert. That's why it's bigger than desert. Nothing happens there. Nigeria, you want to see our land mass? Everything possible. There is the places you can plant. There's the places you can do fishery. Everything is possible in Nigeria. Land mass is fertile. So land is the factor of production. They have been unable to harness it. Come and look at population. 240 million people. The whole of ECOWAS. The ECOWAS you are hearing. So the population of ECOWAS, Nigeria is half the population of ECOWAS. Half. ECOWAS is about 440 million people.
That's why they're always the head of ECOWAS.
Yes.
What did you
half the population? So if labor is
in economy too, they are
if labor is a factor of production and we get labor, and inside this population, you know, the very able people within this population will not be like Japan. We get aging population. Will not be like all those countries where they get aging population. We get youthful population. Why have we been able to convert labor as a factor of production? Okay, maybe we go even capital. What do we not get now? See crude oil, see natural resource, see everything.
No state will not get at least more than one mineral.
Make we among the go entrepreneurship for this thing. Go see the Igbos. Go see what they do for Aba. Go UK, go America, go see our doctors. How many people they do? They populate the medical community there. Go everywhere, we get them. So something fundamentally must be wrong with us. And God, divinity right now is saying that no, it cannot continue. Like Moses, I have to go and call a man and show him the burning bush. Like David, I have to call a man to go and rescue his people. And Obi is emerging, whether they like it or not. Andy, I've continuously said it. I don't know Obi. He doesn't know me. I don't have his number. I don't think I want to know him. But I know
how he go take you. How he go take you? How Obi go take you?
Simple. You just need sincerity. See, let me tell you, everybody will say they rig election, they fraudulence. They are tired. They are tired. They are tired of this evil. Once upon a time, even a runs girl go pop and go say, this is too much. Are you getting my? Even a runs girl, once upon a time, we introspect.
I need to hang this.
He go introspect. He go say, what is this? Once upon a time. I dey tell you, say, even these people, they do evil for our country. They don't see the handwriting on the wall. How is it that a president comes, the first day is removing subsidy, then is giving billions of naira to governors to go and share to buy rice? Buy rice. Who is producing rice? The rice they don't produce self, so now you go buy from market. You know what you go do? You can't create unnecessary demand. Because it go
but not also forget, say just last year, flood destroy farm. In fact, rice might be one of
bless you. You they think like me. I tell them on air just 2 days ago. Say what will happen if these governors really won't buy this rice to distribute that? They go push this money into market. This money will go pursue the amount of rice where they are available. So because these farmers will get rice, you know, law of demand and supply now. The more demand.
Just before you land that talk now, as at today, sources close to me talk and see for North now, a bag of rice now over 70,000 naira.
Bless you.
For North.
Over 5
for North, not be this side. It is cheaper for Lagos.
Economics.
For North now, 70,000 naira now.
So
over 70,000.
You had a thinking system. Why are they not thinking? A friend of mine recently said they want to start a radio station in Rivers State, and it will be about, it's going to call Solution Radio Station, where they will just be talking about solutions, how to fix things, and they will not be rehashing the problems in Nigeria. That she's expecting that I'm going to come and start talking about the solution. I said, okay, we go come, but guess what? There cannot be any solution that can be implemented if leadership is wrong.
Absolutely.
So if you want us to talk about solutions on how to get leadership right, you can be inviting me. But if you want to
somebody asked you a question here now. Somebody asked you a question for the chat session. He say, how do you know Obi wouldn't have spoken to Emir of Kano? Because he say, because Emir of Kano body language, I say, no say body language, I say, they like say they support Peter Obi.
Make I tell you, from day one, I knew the amount of the stock that is made of. It's not a regular man. See, if you want to progress the good of Nigeria, see, if Obi had gone to him personally, oh God, if I get that ticket, my dear, I can even prostrate. Obasanjo not do one to Atiku when he wanted a second term. He told us in his book now, I can prostrate and say, you see, Sanusi, let me tell you, I don't want this thing from you. And truly, Obi is a made man. I was having conversation with the people in the board. They say, it is. I say, you think Obi is fighting for himself? Obi and his family, they are made for life. They can never be poor again. If you like carry fuel to 3,000 per liter, Obi go buy, he go fill in gen.
Family go buy, children go lack.
Go lack. But guess what?
True.
One simple policy wey be say leadership fit pursue, implement, monitor and evaluate can affect that person wey be say he be bricklayer. can affect that person will be orange seller. The ones who we get right now are not interested. Don't let them deceive you. They are not interested. By their fruits you shall know them. They are not interested. Obi has shown us this, that I'm not interested. See what's in the way now. Even me at my level, if I get to be money, if I get the money, Precious, you know me now. I go to wear designers everywhere.
Yeah, designer go full finish up, but the man just keep on saying
everything, including my handkerchief.
So what's be your answer for the person? What's be your answer for the person? Say you feel, say truly Obi no speak
Obi
to American because
I did tell you
okay,
Obi not go there.
Say,
like
okay,
you go there. Obi,
all right, another person want to know. Another person want to know.
Yeah.
Another person want to be, because I mean time they go. So another person want to know what's your take on governorship tribunal be for Rivers State governorship tribunal.
Now,
I see the way you smile. I like the twinkle in your eyes when I mention that.
You know why not faring?
No, break it down. What you mean by that? So that people go understand.
Well, not go check them out for dictionary. Now, Robo people and people from Delta say that. You see it? Yes.
Especially because during the drama will happen after election when they no agree, but we shrine the inside INEC office.
Yes.
You remember that drama?
All of us, me. If you check my Facebook, you will see say on election day are they streets. You will see where I do my video, everything. All of us know what happened for Rivers State too. Even the child where they born that day, where they just born that day, know what happened for Rivers State. But make I tell you on this live, Sim Fubara will be returned from the beginning to the end.
And to appeal court, to Supreme
From
Court.
The beginning to the end. Write it down. Many person come back. You know why?
So would that be fair judgment?
Politicians are not serious. They are
because you know what they talk. You know what they talk. You know, in any case, in any judgment, not only will you give judgment, but judgment is supposed to. I mean, judgment people supposed to perceive, say judgment take place.
Yes.
You understand? So if it happen like that, if you see the whole of Rivers State go notice and say, okay, this and judgment will truly take place.
That guy say, who is challenging Sim today in Nigeria?
Who? Ferdinand. He say, wait, who
who in Rivers State is challenging Sim truly? Ask him. They say who the APC gubernatorial candidate say if he won't come out time, there's a way he can. He suggested to us certain things. Some of us will read under this thing. Who they challenge him? You think there's any opposition? You think there's any opposition in Rivers State? No opposition. Now, some of us, not be one squad, one man opposition. Some of us, not be one man opposition. Which opposition?
So you feel say no sincere opponent for Rivers State?
Opposition, no opponent. When they call them now, come the wooden. Wait, come on, finish. That wooden door. Once they call you, go that wooden door. You know that wooden door for Rivers State. Once they call you there, you drop everything.
For OGRA.
Once they call you there, they say, hey, where you? What's that your name again? Come to the wooden door. Once they call it and snap picture with you.
So I'm insinuating that someone like Tonyeko would have been. Is that what you're saying? Maybe I want to make the raise in Sahara Energy case. Is that what you're insinuating?
Is he ready? Is he really fighting this battle? You think Tonyeko is really fighting this battle? From when he was campaigning, if he's listening to me now, I'm saying it. From when he was campaigning, I said this is not seriousness. Now this is how you contest elections now. Tribunal will return him, appeal to Supreme, they will return him. Go and write it down.
So the Amechi case is never possible to happen again in Rivers State.
Go and write it.
Or the Amechi situation.
Go and write it down. These things I've just said. I also told you Obi will be the president of this country. Write it down too.
Okay, so so what you don't talk so far now for that possible merger and say it's even better for Obi not to try to merge
not at all.
Either NNPP.
But
hold on. What would be the possibility of Obi actually, beating the standard or the status quo in the north? That I'm saying everybody.
Obi's emergence is not going to be by dint of structure. Obi's emergence will be supported by divinity. It will be given by divinity. Trust me on that. Obi's emergence would be as
you should be rational. You're being more.
I've told you that for me, I don't speak this way, but I have come to the conclusion that Nigeria is not normal. See, normal things don't happen in Nigeria. I can go on and on. I can go on and on. You don't want me to tell you some other deep things. If I start talking, some people will start crying on this line. They'll just be crying and be wondering how people live in the country. The country is finished on every side. The university system is finished. Our universities are training people to come out and be carrying CV up and down to look for a job. Our universities are obsolete, teaching obsolete materials. Nothing improved there. Let me talk am. Then our policing system, our judiciary. What is the philosophy of the Nigerian judiciary today? Ask any lawyer. What is the philosophy of the Nigerian judiciary? You understand the philosophy of the American judiciary. You understand the philosophy of the British judiciary. What's the philosophy of the Nigerian judiciary? Talk about anything in this country. The country. See, not people like support we do. Not be life support. All the organs are gone. What we need now is not one specialist to come and fix this country. Yes, you know, when all the organs are gone, it's a multiple specialists that will come, but you need one who will coordinate the others. That one that will coordinate the others is Obi. But one person cannot be the dermatologist, the cardiologist, the internal medicine person, the optometrist, ophthalmologist, otorhinogynecologist. One person cannot be all that. The country is down. I'm telling you. You want to go to NNPP.
Talking about country really down. As you don't get down with now, there may be possible war looming as our ECOWAS don't drum of war right now. And our president, now be the head of ECOWAS. And they don't talk, say no other option now. For in fact, African Union, maybe you don't even debench Nigeria Republic, and don't they command the military?
There will not be war. There will not be war. Nigeria will not fight that ECOWAS battle. You know, when I talk to Andy, I have made predictions that came to pass exactly as I predicted them.
Just by the corner.
There will not be war.
Just by the corner.
There will not be war. Nigeria will not fight that ECOWAS fight. Take it from me.
So you think the intervention of the northerners will work? But because almost all the northerners will
now, even something is about
this money complain about
precious. Let me say that again. There will not be war. We're not going to fight that ECOWAS fight, but something is about to happen.
So how would ECOWAS not intervene or use military intervention in Nigeria Republic without Nigeria being involved?
Leave that.
How they go take down?
Leave that. That thing will soon die.
Say as at this morning, a naval officer was kidnapped. There was a story about a naval officer where they kidnapped. They asked a ransom of 10 million naira on a naval officer. Now, this now one of the naval officers who they don't map out to go fight for Nigeria.
That thing will soon die.
The talker said that now one of those is supposed to go fight Nigeria war.
That thing will soon die. And when it dies, Nigerians will come consult me.
So
that thing will soon
how it go take die? How you think say it go take die?
That thing will not be things we will talk. Not between so we go talk on air, maybe off air. That thing will soon die, but something is about to happen. Something is about to happen that is backed by divinity, supported by divinity, giving guts to by divinity, giving favor to by divinity. Something is about to happen because we can't continue like this. See, the children of Israel were supposed to spend certain number of years in captivity. Are you aware? While they were in captivity, they began to spend more than that number of years that prophecy already spoke about. They were already exceeding it. Oh, they were supposed to spend 40 years in captivity. Prophecy spoke about it. but they were spending more than that. But guess what? Divinity interrupted that situation. Even though the men were not ready, divinity interrupted it.
So are you saying that this is the same divinity that is going to bring Peter Obi to power in no time? Before the end of 4 years tenure, before the end of the 4 years tenure. Are you saying that this will happen before the end of the 4 year tenure of Ahmed Tinubu?
I don't just speak any. I use the word interrupted. Underline that word. Divinity is about to interrupt. How it will happen, I cannot tell you precisely. But divinity is about. Even though the men are not ready, a lot of Nigerians are too interested in the butter inside bread. Jesus Christ. Are too interested in what they can get. They are already running to Abuja. Hey, this person is not the minister. Let's see what we are going to get to. I asked a few of my friends who were going to Abuja to go and eat. I said, what is the best you can get now traveling to Abuja? Your godfather said you should come. What is the best you can get? Please just tell me. He said, you can get SA, SSA, or even they can give cash. How long can you spend that cash? Will it be beneficial for your cousin?
Of that cash.
Will it be beneficial for your mother, your cousins that are in the village, your nieces, your nephews, your brothers and your sisters? That money they will give you, how can you use that? But when somebody does something that can affect every other person, that you don't need to stress. Today, the one man who is even earning 200,000 or 300,000 is not earning any money because by the time he's collecting that money at the end of the month, the father don't call and say, hey, my waist, they pay me. The cousin don't call and say, I swallow one big pain. The girlfriend don't call and say, hey, my hand get boiled. The other one don't call and say, 300,000 at the end. He will spend all those money. Before 10th of the month, that money don't finish. This is the reality. And it's not because those people want to put their burden on you, but because they really have needs. 605 naira, that they say a liter of fuel. 605 naira for Port Harcourt. Make I tell you, 605.
And you know, now we make them talk, say they don't bring back subsidy back because fuel itself, by right, the fuel price supposed to be subject to, the market forces, right? And people where the marketers don't talk, say because of what's they happen with our dollar, say fuel price likely to go higher. But it is amazing, say for fuel price is supposed to just go on its own. Government come out come talk, say through Nigerian Gilal, your brother, come out come talk, say fuel price is never going to go up. How do you know it's never going to go up when it's market forces that determine price?
Bless you. You they think too. You they think right too. When as long as they tell you the price, it is not yet deregulation.
Floating.
As long as they can
it's not
tell you the price that it is this amount, market forces should determine that. But they are still telling you the price.
Should be here waiting. Fallon or talk say it will carry NNPC court because say how can they be fixing the price of fuel when they are not a limited liability company?
How?
A private company that is limited liability, but now then they fix the price of fuel, what would they buy?
How?
In a deregulated business, in a deregulated market.
Is it not even shocking to you that they are crude oil swapping? Hey God. So you don't need to stop, you don't need to understand this country. You go mad. That crude oil swap, I've never been able to understand it for the life of anything. It makes no sense. I've been
telling you that the direct purchase business.
It makes no sense.
You don't feel understand that.
It makes
now the more you look, the less you see.
Well, lie. It makes no sense even to a baby. It makes no sense to a pig. It makes no sense whatsoever. How are we permitting this perfidy, this stench? The problem for me, not be with these leaders. I already know the leaders. The problem for me is with the followers and NLC. NLC, that listen to this video, I am sufficiently disappointed in all of you. The last NLC regime should not have happened to Nigeria, like the last presidency. It spoiled a lot of things. The fervor with which NLC would come to government with an argument that is greater than that of government, it simmered down. It got quiet.
It's doing its best. This particular regime is doing its best. They're not going to kill themselves. They just have their hands tied. Because before they go say Jack, they're not going to go collect injunction.
Which court? Which
They need to try.
The government, they respect courts. Government, they respect courts. This same government, so you respect courts. Which court?
Are you suggesting that the NLC chairman would have, gone against the court judgment?
Are we meant for court, or court is meant for us? I mean, they speak that English. Which court?
It's way they talk like they talk as a normal person now, but everybody won't obey rule because go find
NLC mobilize Nigerians. NLC, Joe, Ajiri, Abi Ajiri.
Look, never even mobilize Nigerians saying how don't bonfire.
Look me, you don't know what it be, and they make you ESCC chairman. You say now they go drink burukutu or they go drink shinap. Which ESCC chairman you know where not go down? Which you have mentioned one, including Farida Waziri. Go see what they use the eye of our new Ribadu way. Go see which ESCC they come make you ESCC chairman, then they celebrate. Like the nonsense that is happening in Nigeria, you make you a minister, you are celebrating. Everywhere else in the world, it's not in Nigeria that happens. You are made a minister or something. It is somber and sober. The people are thinking that I'm going for service. Nigeria, you go see talking drum. Everybody they rejoice. You know why? Because of the mentality. They believe say it's our time to chop. When they make you anything, go look at the British system. Look at American system. People that they make, they go tell say, let me go and think. I need to think. I need to look at family. I need to look at every other thing. Because you are going there to serve. Nigeria, they're not saying you are going there to thief. That's why they are celebrating you. Then when you thief some for us too. Make all of us the thieves together. It's our turn to thief. That's why now. It's as simple as that, my sister. That's why you are seeing all the nonsense that is happening. So that EFCC chairman, they make you EFCC chairman, they go celebrate. Hey, there's a 40-year-old EFCC chairman. I don't look and they laugh. The EFCC chairman, when you know, how many of them go like that? See this last one before you come. Here Malami, they fight. Kitty kata. You fight, lock horns together. You're making EFCC chairman. You can't go there, fold your hand. Make me EFCC chairman today. Everything I'm going to record. Everything I'm going to record. Me, you go come tell me, say, I call your office. More discuss what? Come to my office. I am summoning you to my office. I have found you corrupt. I want to take you to court, but you may not go to court if you go and release 80% of your wealth. Invest 20% in this business in your community. Release 80%, you will not go to court. If you try me, you go court. I don't go collect lawyer, you go collect money from your hand. The lawyers I will be interested in are lawyers will be say they are incorruptible. I can mention that there are still few of them here.
Doctor, and see, Andy, no go to lawyers. Remember, say a justice for inside Kano State, where they follow the procedure over the Kano Governorship Tribunal. To come and come talk. The senior advocate, they try to bribe him. What are you talking about?
I'm not just say senior advocate. I said there are lawyers. I'm not say senior advocate. And I can mention. I can mention. See, if you make me president today, Femi Falana is going to be the INEC chairman. You make me president today. The first appointment I will make, Femi Falana, INEC chairman.
If you say no, get your own prize too.
Oh Jesus Christ! Well,
I'm just asking.
As a day like this, haven't studied this country for over 40 years. Haven't studied this country very well. I can tell you who will be ESC chairman today, who will be INEC chairman, who will be Inspector General of Police. Leave the rest matter. You see, court is about investigation and the quality of prosecution. That is what will determine judgment. If investigation is whack, if investigation is boggled, nothing will come out. Every kind of people you go get for different positions is a function of who the INEC chairman be. That is, if you want to change Nigeria, it's simple. Who your INEC chairman will be, who your EFCC chairman will be, who your Inspector General of Police go. Leave the rest one. I'm not interested in any other thing again. Leave anything else. Inspector General of Police, EFCC chairman, INEC chairman. 3 of them. Let me decide the 3 people. If you like call angels. May they go meet those people.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria. No,
I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in the Chief Justice. You know why? You know why? there's a maxim in law that says that it is what you bring to them that they will give to you. If the Chief Justice is fucking, okay, let me not use such word. If the Chief Justice,
no, social media, so you can. I mean, this is social media.
Chief Justice wants to mess up, my Inspector General of Police is there. My EFCC man is there. You think I'm going to use?
So you think the checkmate?
Oh Jesus! I'm going to use this obsolete system of policing Nigerians to police. I'm going these people. I will send them to CIA. I will send them to the KGB, the best of intelligence, whatever in the world. 6 months.
So, Dr. Andy, what's make it difficult to believe what he talk? Remember, I said the talk say our leaders are a reflection of who we be. You understand? At the end of the day, most of these leaders exhibit the attribute to one or two of us gets for inside this country. Because if you look at anybody where they put for a position for Nigeria, we want to in the job at that time. So do you blame leaders or is just the Nigerian style generally?
That is your popular magazine.
It's not
me.
Mine, I didn't create it.
No, it's not created. All of you in Nigeria. Me, I believe differently. You know why? Very recently, I don't tell you this story before. I used to believe that Nigerians not respect traffic lights. That particularly in Nigeria, when you travel abroad, you will say they respect traffic lights. Guess what?
It's in Nigerians.
I now saw inside this Nigeria, inside River State, how true leadership engineering Nigerian River State started respecting traffic lights. You know why they're not respecting things? Because you just put one yellow fever there, make it raise the hand, where you go feel bribe. No, I'm going to have a traffic lighting system there. There's camera there. Camera.
It's working just like that.
Allow
so even if you run your phone and they make call, they drive for Lagos, they will debit you.
As soon as you fly past them, your plate number has been captured. You will get a
wake up call from everybody who Lagos. The thing don't know. Say if they drive now, they answer call.
Yes, you will get a text message immediately on your phone that will say you just passed the traffic light at Waterline Junction, and your fine is 50,000 naira. Failure to pay it in 48 hours will result in revoking your license, and in under 48 hours will confiscate your car.
You need to drag steering with you. You dragging or steering.
You go refuse. So you this student say Nigerians are in reflection because the leaders have refused to give sanctions when they should give sanctions and praise those who they should praise. That's why followership is this wicked. That's why it seems as if followership is doing farem. If you have leadership that is thinking, that is ready to solve our problems, Nigeria, these followers, when you say their head not correct, they go align. They go align immediately. I'm the one who's telling you.
So, I think your party shots make a run of. We don't talk almost for 2 hours. It's supposed to be for 1 hour, but you know, say your talk near the end, and it always interesting to have a conversation with you.
Difficult place to govern. Nigeria is not a difficult place to govern. Contrary to what a lot of people say Nigeria is very deep. Nigeria is not a difficult place to govern. The people, from my judgment, they are even a bit too docile. Some of them are very uninterested. You hear people in churches say, doesn't matter what is going on in the country, my own economy is from heaven. I just laugh. It doesn't matter.
This economy will be like myself and my family.
Yes, doesn't matter what Tinubu is doing. It will not affect me. I just laugh. I say to some of them that are pastors, I say, do you know decision of government can affect love making between you and your wife? How you do it, the decision of government can affect it. The decision of government can affect how you relate to your children. So, you see, it has happened again. They don't
take your life.
You can imagine.
They don't take your life.
You can imagine. It's a good place to. It's a good place to call it quits.
So sorry. All right, yes. Andy, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. As you obliged me this live, I appreciate you.